Oh, am I supposed to say right
Nope,
now?
nope, we're good.
Oh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Planet Xbox Podcast. I am your host, the best spot, Kid Smooth. Another special episode, another special guest can't wait to get to. Before we get to him and what we're talking about today, I want to introduce Old Man Logan, my sidekick today.
Hey guys, welcome to Planet Xbox episode number 61. Got a special guest here. Got the Aerial Knight with his Never Yield. Got a nice interview going on. Some questions we're going to ask him, and it's going to be a great show.
Awesome.
Like the Batman. I like the Aerial Knight. And I like how you switched over to your announcer voice. Oh, yeah. Definitely. All day. You're just talking like a regular person out of nowhere. Ooh.
Gotta have that. Gotta have that for the show.
Yeah, so now that we got the cats out of the bag, our guest today, our who's joining us today, released a fun game. I just reviewed it. I think I gave it an 8.5. But we have Aerial Knight, the developer here himself. How are you doing? Introduce yourself, please.
Yo, what's up? I'm Aerial Knight. Yeah,
Right to
I'm
the
dope.
point.
Yeah, I'm Aerial Knight. I'm here to talk about my dope new game. Go out and check it out. It's super dope. No, but thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm bad at introducing myself. Y'all should never ask me to do that.
So do the grand introduction, and welcoming to the stage, the newest. What would you call it? This is your first game.
This is my first game that y'all would notice.
Well, okay, so enlighten me.
I'll take it. It's about the first one I've played.
Enlighten me then. Well, what? Have you been a part of a game that I might have played and didn't know that you were a part of?
Nope. I made little games that nobody wanted to play.
Were they on like projects for just PC or something like that?
Yeah, itch.io. You check out that if you want to see one of my games. It's called Murder the Reaper. It's all about getting sucked into a video game and this giant pixelated Reaper chasing you down. You gotta escape by doing these puzzles on this cube, where you go deeper and deeper into the cube before this giant bunny Reaper tries to murder you. It's weird, man.
Hey, weird's never bad.
No,
Weird's
yeah,
interesting.
I mean, a lot of video games, if you're not a gamer, may come off as weird, very, very weird. So, Ariel, I mean, how you mentioned obviously you've done games that we probably ventured on into. How long have you pretty much been doing this, and what got you into doing this?
I've been doing it for 10 years. I wasn't good at anything else, so I just kind of sorry, what's going on? Sorry, my headset freaked out.
No, you good.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mhm.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, been doing it for 10 years. I went to school for it. It was a crappy school, but pretty much learned a bunch of stuff on my own. Up here in Detroit, we got a lot of automotive industry stuff, so I started working on apps because I couldn't find a space in the game industry. So applied for jobs, kept not making it. Just ended up making little stuff up here in Detroit with my friends, and got enough rejection letters that I decided that I was just gonna make something myself. So that's the summarized cliff notes of the last 10 years. But yeah.
Okay, 10 years. I mean, we were discussing before we went live. You're fairly young, so at the time that you were starting to get into it, I was my mind, whatever I was doing, like I wouldn't be able to fathom. Oh, I think I want to try to make a video game. Like early 20s or teens, you're pretty much thinking about, all right, I'm gonna make a video game, or that's what I want to do.
I fell for those commercials, the ones that was tighten up the graphics on level 3. I was like, ooh, yeah, let's do that. And so right out of high school, I think a week after I graduated from high school, I went to one of those schools. So yeah, I had a little bit of head start, but.
All right. I mean, so Aerial Knight. It's like I said, it's buzzing on Twitter. People are posting their scores because a lot of people, this is one of those games. these challenge games where you're like, you know what, who can do this the fastest? And I see people posting their scores, their times, and whatnot. What inspired you to do this game? What was the inspiration behind it? And when you started creating Aerial Knight, was the plan originally to be this game, or were you targeting something completely different?
No, this is pretty much what I wanted to make. And I knew it wasn't going to be for everybody. Like you said, I think you gave it like an 8 or something like that, or 8.5, and I was like, too high. It's around 7.5, 8, because I did stuff specifically that I knew a lot of people wouldn't like the slow motion. Like you can see online, there's a lot of people who don't like the slow motion, even though there's a way to turn it off.
Yes.
And that's always been my critique of that feedback. I'm like, don't knock me for having slow motion if there's a way to turn it off. It's part of the tutorial, and after the tutorial, you never have to use it again.
Yeah.
But the logic behind that part, I know I'm getting a little bit off topic.
No, you're good. You're good. This is your show.
But it's a stream of consciousness. It goes into what it's going to be full circle. But the reason I kept the slow motion as default was the fact that watch a little kid play this for 10 minutes. You'll understand why slow motion is default. And the fact that little kid will have a hard time figuring out how to turn slow motion off is the exact reason it's default. You as an experienced gamer who loves, the hardest setting, should definitely be able to figure out how to turn it up to the hardest setting.
Yeah.
But choices like that I knew was going to pull the score down. But in the long run, I think that it would have helped me out more with those groups of people. People look back at it favorably and bring more people into this kind of genre, which is to what the question you actually asked. Why did I pick this genre? Is because it's something that everybody knew how to play, but hadn't changed very much. But it would give me enough room to change the mechanics a little bit, do a little bit of tweaking, add things in like cutscenes and special abilities and all of that without people being scared away from it for it being like too unfamiliar. So yeah, that was a very long answer to your question.
No, I mean, all right. So when I made a lot of people, cut on me for being bad at games. So when I played your game and we're booting it for the first time, it's like, okay. And I understood the slow motion, the slow motion aspect. I was like, all right, this is fairly easy. But then when I backed out, because what I try to do is I try to tinker around, all right, let's see what type of achievements I can unlock, what type of unlockables I can get. I usually mess around with the menus in most games just to see what's there, what am I getting myself into. So when you were able to select the difficulty, I noticed, okay, this makes sense. I can disable the slow motion start, the slow motion start by going to the hardest difficulty. And after I beat the game, that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I think with these when I go to the higher difficulties, it's going to be a difference, and it does play different. It does play different without it. And I do appreciate your answer and the fact that you're thinking about who's going to be playing the game. You know what I mean? Who's gonna be playing the game? Because at the end of the day, there's some people. I've seen all sorts of stuff on the internet. People not knowing how to get to the options and the start. I mean, I had trouble finding the inventory menu in one game, but that makes sense because if somebody who's not familiar with the genre, this is the way that you have it set up is a perfect way to teach somebody how to play the game. I suggest if these games, even though it's a familiar genre, these games don't come out too often. I mean, maybe in the cell phone market, I'm not sure, but to me, they don't come out too often. So I didn't mind playing it at the default setting first, because when it came down to the other runs that I wanted to do, I was like, all right, I know the moves. The one that still tripped me up, though, is that final level, which that tripped me up even on this default setting. 'Cause I'm like,
you're talking about from going back and forth, from left and right,
and right.
That was true. I liked it because of how well it was building up. But because you would be going the opposite direction, you'd have to remember to make sure you're hitting the opposite buttons. But no, I dug the back and forth for sure. It was just I kept on hitting the wrong buttons when it would switch over, just because I was in the mindset of just hitting it over and over, going one way the whole time to the very end of the level.
Yeah.
But no, I dug that last level for sure.
But stuff like that, it only works once, so I only had one shot to pull it off. Because you're not expecting it, but when you're
Yeah,
expecting,
you were not
it's
expecting that at all.
special.
Yeah.
That was definitely a good curveball there.
Yeah, because
And
that never
people have more
happened.
stuff like that, but my limitations. I would with all the difficulty settings, I had to pretty much go through the game each level 3 times. So it's not actually 13 levels; it's 13 times 3 for me. So like when people say, "Hey, the game should have been longer," I'm like, it was, it's a certain amount for you, but it was like 3 times as long for me.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
kind of get it right. And then it's just a lot of stuff. Like, I'm all for criticism. Like I criticize myself. I think most of the criticism out there for the game, even though there's a ton of positive stuff, I look at more of the negative stuff. But it's stuff that I saw coming. It's stuff that I actually agree with. I just got to know my limits. I wanted a solid experience people could like. And if you look at Twitch, if anybody's streaming the game right now, I guarantee you they playing on normal. They're not playing on insane.
Yeah. This playthrough, I think, is on normal. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's just it's on the normal one. Yeah, don't mind my terrible gameplay. I'm terrible at platformers, but about when I got to like the 5th or 6th level, I finally started actually catching on to what I needed to do to be able to get through it. But I did have a question for you. So from point A to point B, so from when the idea of the concept of this game came to fruition to the actual being published and put out on the stores, like how long would you say that took?
It's
Just from being like just from being like a one-man developer, this is your baby. I was just kind of interested from your perspective, like how long it took to make the final product.
It's hard to judge just because I was doing a lot of stuff while making the game. I was literally working 2 day jobs, and I would come at home and make the game at like midnight and shit like that.
Damn.
The full development time took 2 years, a little bit over, because of the cough mask wearing stuff. I don't know where we streaming, so I don't know what
No, YouTube. It's
You're on YouTube.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so a little bit over 2 years, but it would have been a lot shorter if I didn't have all my other commitments.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, this is not like at this point, who knows where it would lead to, but at this point, this is not an actual career yet, like, right? So this is something you're working a regular job like I am while making this game, pretty much. And that's intriguing, because that's like, wow, I could have potentially have done that if I applied myself. But
if I applied myself, I could have done that.
So no, you're working 2 jobs, and then pretty much on the free time you have, all right, let me add this, let me tinker around with this. How'd you get around the workings of? Because I noticed the game is made with Unity. Like how did you get to pretty much decide? Like when did you decide? All right, I'm gonna make this game because I'm gonna use this engine. Did you pick the design the game and then pick the engine, or did you mess around with Unity and all right, I'm gonna make a game with this? How that come around?
Like with app development, I kind of already knew my way around Unity, so it was kind of default for me, and I knew the game was gonna take a while, just because of all the art and stuff that I wanted to do with it. So I kind of just went with what I knew. I didn't even kind of think about it.
And if you managed to get this game on almost every platform, it's on Xbox, on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, PC, I have minimum knowledge on games being built on engines. I'm pretty sure you didn't have to really do all the porting, did you? Or you just Unity kind of handled that for you? Or how was that process of?
Oh no, every console and stuff like that is different. Yeah, you got to make a custom thing for each one. Porting took a while. My publisher, I landed a publisher shortly after more than half the game was done. They reached out and was like, "Hey, we want to help out," and they pretty much handled the porting for me.
Oh, okay.
I had to do a couple things. It took a lot longer, but they I couldn't have did it without them.
Oh, okay. So all right, so cool. So the publisher kind of took a big hand in doing that, of making sure this game was able to release on all platforms. I follow you on Twitter. What was it like seeing your game displayed on the stores for the first time?
Oh man, it felt fake. I was like, man, I'm just waiting for them to pull this down and be like, psyched. But no, it's dope seeing it up there, especially like on PlayStation and like Switch and Xbox and whatnot. Man, the Epic Game Store too, because I'm a big Epic Game Store fan. So when it went live on there, I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
I was like, this game got to come out for real now.
That's what's up, man. That was up because when I saw your picture post, I was like, ah, crap, let me find it. Where is it? The pre-order. But I'm lucky enough, blessed to be able to. I was able to get a review code. I was gonna buy regardless. It just wasn't. Xbox is weird where some games it's like they'll make it available for pre-order, or sometimes you have to wait for the game to release. But
cloud based, I think.
Yeah,
I think it popped up around like noon.
Yeah, I forgot what time it went live, but I definitely recommend it. Everybody play it because even though you said you would give it a 7, I score it based off. This is how I saw myself when I was playing the game. Right, I sat down, and I think what happened was when I was playing, there was like appreciations about it because. The thing is, to be honest with you guys, like I wasn't taking it serious. Like, all right, I saw this guy on ILP. The game looks cool. I want to give it a play. I'll play it. I'll give it a try, right? But I went from that to like, damn, like I'm on my 3rd playthrough, and I'm talking to my friend Addict. I'm like, dude, that guy you guys had on like ILP? Like, I'm playing this game, and like I wasn't really gonna like do much with it, but dude, I want to talk about it. I'm on my 3rd I'm on my 3rd run. And I was like, I can't stop playing it. And the one thing I appreciate about this game, sure, I mean the visuals, they may be underrated. I think you did a great job with the art, the design. I really do appreciate it. It's cool to the eyes. I like it. There's nothing wrong there. The gameplay.
I was like, yeah, it's straight.
Yeah, it's straight. The gameplay, consistent. I would say consistent, basic gameplay, which was fine. It's like, all right, this is easy to learn. Depending on if you do like the hardest difficulty, I'm pretty sure it's probably a little bit harder to master. I know I would never be able to master the last stage. It's just, regardless how many times I play, I'm not mastering it.
Man, like real quick. Like there's a dude, or I don't even know if it's dude. I'm sorry, but there's a person who posted them running a perfect run of the final stage on Insane with no deaths.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
I saw that and I was mad because that was all envy. It was all envy. I'm like, why do you people exist? Why are you sweating? Why are you sweating this game? Why you gotta be a sweat on this game? Because I mean,
Nick,
like
you messing up the stream, buddy.
Nick, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Nick's here.
It got the layout all messed up now.
No, he just messed up your layout. I can fix it, but he gotta turn.
If you can fix it, yeah, that's cool then. I just noticed it was like, whoop.
I'm gonna fix the scene while he's here. Give me 1 quick second. I apologize. I don't want to forget what I was saying.
I'm gonna cut you off. My bad.
All right, so no. We are all here. So I just switched to the full gameplay mode until we figure out what we're gonna do with Nick. But so the the gameplay, like I said, the gameplay is pretty much like, I feel like some people will master it. I'm not gonna be able to master at least that last level. I feel like I'll be able to get through the first 12 and be alright. The music, the music in this game, man, is I was in a zone. And that's what it kept me like looped in. I was in some sort of freaking zone playing this game. I was in like a zone. My favorite, I'll tell you right now, my favorite level to keep on replaying, level 9.
9? Really?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I love. All right. So
wait, which one is that, man?
It's well, all of them are technically street side, but it has like this jazz style beat. Right? It's like a jazz hip hop. Like I do music. Well, I don't do it now, but back I used to rap and make mixtapes and all this stuff and buy instrumentals and stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of like like the Nas's and stuff like that, and the old beats he used to have like with DJ Premier, like the early '90s, Big Daddy Kane, all that other stuff. Like I'm listening to it, I'm like, yo, and I would get so mad, right? Because the way that the game like kind of what's going on? How many people are joining us? Who is this?
No, Smooth. Like I saw you talking about the music, so I wanted to come in real quick.
Okay. So. No. You guys are good.
They're gonna throw the whole entire layout off. The whole layout.
Yeah, my bad. Like I know I don't got no camera, but I mean, you talking about the music? I had
no. We're good. We're good. I'm just gonna try to find. All right, there we go. I'm gonna fix this right now and go back to the classic layout. Here we go. Now we go. So the music had me in such a zone where I'm just playing, and when you mess up or crash or you die, it kind of like makes this scratch disc sound. I was like, fuck this. I just fucked up. I just messed up my vibe. I was like, let me run that back.
Yeah. So, I did. I heard that noise way too many times that I'd like to admit.
I feel like the game, I don't even know if this was even the intent. I don't know if it was the intent or the target. But I felt like the gameplay was like in unison with the music. And so I felt like incentivized, don't mess up, and you'll let the beat build, and it'll just get better to the end. And I don't know how many times I replayed that level, but that's my favorite level for the simple fact it's my favorite instrumental. Now the whole soundtrack is dope. The whole soundtrack is dope. So shout out to whomever you hired and put that together. And if you work on another game, I would love to do a track or two on here. But that is one of my favorite aspects of the game is that you finding the right music for this gameplay, and it worked. It worked. I feel like it's equally as important as the visuals and as the gameplay, and that's what made the game fun. Because I was like, I can't call this game a 7 or 6 if I didn't have too much. What is my problem with the issue? Because before, when I first started the game, it was like the stuff that I kind of I dislike were the things more so that I wasn't doing properly. You know what I mean? Because once you understand what the game is, it's like, okay, what's wrong with it? What can I really criticize? You know what I mean? I was like, music, great. Replayability, yeah, the game is short, but it's meant to be played over and over again. So it's like, I can't claim that. But no, I just wanted to say, man, that's one of like the key things. Is probably the best soundtrack I heard in like a video game. And I know Swans came in, and maybe you want to add something before we all start shooting our shot.
Just for the music part. How you doing, bruh? Love the game. Game is amazing. Everything, like Smooth said, visually, aesthetic, just like art style wise, it's in a really amazing constant runner game. But the music really stood out for me. Like it really put me in a groove. Like it reminded me of like an artist called Nujabes. He did most of the score for Samurai Champloo. Then it reminded me of like Cowboy Bebop. Like it just had like this very boom bap, very 70s 80s hip hop flair to it with a good twist of jazz in there at certain times where I was just like, damn, like this man like is this hitting every single thing. Like I was like, gee, like it really blew my mind that this could really capture kind of like that anime vibe too, like kind of like that 90s anime vibe where I was just like really obsessed with it, and it really did make me have me performing better. So it's an experimental jazz hip hop beat maker that you just captured very well, that I've just been obsessed with your game with. Like I'm really glad that Smooth, because I did saw you on ILP, I did see you there and I loved it. It was very great to see like an African American doing this thing, bringing this swag to it, like that is just like we don't get to see this often or at all. So to have a character that look like us, got a vibe like us, like is this balling like we do on a daily, like it felt really good to have that. But I wanted to ask you, I don't know if Smooth asked you yet, but in terms of budget, like were you in the right place to get off what you wanted to get off, or was there more that you wanted to do that you couldn't do with the restraints?
Oh no, this game was made with $0. $0.
Oh my
No
God.
money. Yeah, like that was like the point that I was trying to make when I made this game, because I was so frustrated. I was like, I was like, they got me effed up. I was like, you know what I could do if I was working at your studio and you gonna keep sending me these rejection letters like that? All right, I got you. I got you. So I was like, I'm about to sit here for 2 years and make this super dope game with no money, and then show all of y'all up. So that was the idea.
No, that's amazing. Like it like really is. So like if you would have had a bigger budget, were there any things that you would have done or changed or altered? Like would you have made it longer? Would you have like and I wanted to ask you shit about the score. How did you do it? Like did you make it, or did you get somebody else to do it, or
Yeah. Okay. So the first question was the stuff that I wanted to do. If you play level 6 with the van, and then you play level 13, that was what I wanted the whole game to be. I wanted the game to be a lot longer, and there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to do with the game, but capability limitations and whatnot. If I had a chance to make another one, which all depends on how well it does. So that's why I keep posting that thing on Twitter. I'm like, hey, if you like the game,
yeah.
if you review the game, or if you're talking about the game, get your friends to buy the game, because if the numbers ain't there, then ain't nobody gonna really publish me. But yeah, I got like some crazy stuff. Like this part, Never Yield was like 10% of what I wanted to do. It's like mechanically and musically and like a bunch of different stuff. As far as the music goes, my friend, my homie Dan, like I knew him for like 15 years or whatnot. We went to that same for-profit school. We've been through everything, and he's actually a coder and a musician. I always push him to do his music. And like he was in the same boat as I was. Stuff really wasn't working out, and he was working one of those day jobs that I was working. And he would just see me working on this game every day, and I was like, "Yo, Dan, can you make this song for me?" Because I was originally trying to make it sound more Black Panthery, kind of some more, less hip hop, more jazz, Oriental type of music.
Okay.
But all that stuff wasn't working. So me and Dan, we went back and forth with the first song for about 3 months. Just all types of genres, because I was really trying to avoid hip hop, actually, because I didn't want to be stereotypical. I didn't want to get put in that box.
True.
At the same time, I was like, nothing else was working, because it was like a lie. It all just sounded fake. It was like, this ain't us, man.
Yeah, so it felt forced. Like you were trying to get like a certain, like I wouldn't say demographic, but it's just like just to get like a different flavor to it. But what really fit is what like that soul that you brought to it. Like that soul that your man and you like came together with is beautiful.
Yeah, it wasn't to like aim towards a specific demographic. It was to avoid and like, oh, the black guys made a hip hop soundtrack.
Yeah, should put in a box.
Hey,
Right. So
I'm sorry, bro.
I know.
I'm sorry,
I know,
Smooth. Like,
I know what you wanted to do, but you end up coming up with a masterpiece. Like I said, there's parts of that, the OST that sound that has like a hip hop vibe, but it's not like your traditional. Oh, this is just like, oh, this was made by a hip hop dude. I felt like it was appropriate. I feel like it sounds appropriate. It doesn't sound like, oh, I'm playing freaking like GTA and I expected this music to be in there. No, it sounds appropriate for what you made. So it's just like from literally the menu to each stage that I'm playing through. It's like, oh, especially the last one, the way that last one rap, I'm like, oh, what up? That makes, and I'm like, oh, I was like, this dude's a genius. That the way the last stage, like I said, my favorite level is level 9 because that's just the more so I like the old jazzy blues type, harmonizing like sort of like instrumental. It's not until level 13 where you start actually getting like really lyrics, I believe, and it kind of just really comes together and it's intensity, and that's when like, oh, I knew I was like, all right, I'm at some sort of climax with this. It was a proper song, the proper change up. to the stage, and you were right. You was like, you only had really one chance to do that to us because I'm playing the game. I'm now used to it. I was like, I know what to expect up into that last stage coming. It was like a curveball. And the first time I played it, it took me like 10 minutes. And I was kind of bad. I was like, I don't think it was supposed to take me this long to do this. But I didn't mind because the song was dope. The song was dope. So,
but like, you know, I agree. Like it worked out. But we went through a lot of stuff, and like eventually I was like, what do I like? I was like, I like anime. I like hip hop. We, you know, Cowboy Bebop. That's my jam. I sent Dan a clip of the first level because I pretty much had built out the first level at that point.
Yep.
And then I sent him a clip of Cowboy Bebop, and I was like, just do your thing. Like, no restrictions. I was like, whatever you want. So he came back with that like song in level 1. And then I moved things in the level. Like I changed the level based off of his song. And then I sent it back to him. He made a couple more tweaks. And then I put it back, and then I sent him a clip. He was like, the beat like that the character's running on, he always kind of runs at 2 speeds. He runs like, you know, his default speed and the sprint speed. Both of them are meant to match the pacing of the song.
Yeah.
So that's why it kind of blends. Like, and you have to literally like do it that way. You have to kind of make a chunk of the level, send it to the artist. The artist like kind of like find the beat of, you know, the running, and syncs it up, and then does, you know, everything around it, sends it back, make tweaks to the level to make it fit even better, and then send it back again for any additional tweaks or anything like that. So it's a long process for each song, and we had a rule that aside from the game, we have to listen to each song for I think it was 2 days, 2 days straight. Couldn't listen to nothing else but that song. And at the end of the 2 days, if we still felt it was good enough, then it would go in. But like there was a lot of songs that, you know, 3 hours, I was like, I'm done. I can't do it.
Like one more thing.
It was real annoying. Yeah.
No, like it was just like I felt that. Like when you said Cowboy Bebop, that's one of my all-time favorites. So like when I first turned it on and I heard the song, like it sounded like that chase scene from the first or second episode of Cowboy Bebop. Like it sounded like that chase scene where he's chasing the dude with the red eye, and they're flying through the space station and everything. And I was just like, wow, like why is this giving me this feel? So like when your friend was doing kind of like the sync up and everything like that, like was he matching it to the drum beats? And I mean, with them being very jazzy, like they're kind of like, it may seem chaotic or sporadic, but it's really just like feeling. So like, I mean, did he go by like the drum beat, like, or like I don't know?
It really depends on it depends on the song.
Okay.
Because a lot of stuff was just by like, I'm not like a musician, but I knew how I wanted the level to feel. So like he would send me something, and I would just be like, it don't feel right. Like you need to like tweak this or change this, and you know he did the best he could with like that terrible feedback. And you know sometimes I'll have suggestions like I want a level with all strings or something like that. So you know it was just a lot of back and forth, and like him being my friend, he understood kind of like how I said things and what I meant without taking offense to it or anything like that. I don't think I could have did it with anybody else.
He did it for free.
Oh no. So like he like we were both working like really crappy jobs, and like I literally got him that job, so he owed me a favor. But aside from that, I was like I would pay for his lunch every day. So you know it wasn't nothing but something to do.
Yeah.
But then after I got a publisher, he was part of my deal. I would say like, yo, if you don't bring me on, you got to pay him for all the songs.
For the homies.
That's what's up. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Pay for each song.
I appreciate you. That's what's up. That is what's up. NickBanks, you came in here. I know you got some questions for Ariel with us.
Wait. One more thing about the music. Y'all like this a lot more. So half the songs were meant to be, you know, rapped on. The last song specifically, the one you like so much, that took 3 months to make because of how many layers it took. And like how many songs we threw away 10 songs trying to get that one right. And then because I wanted it so specific, I could hear it in my head, but I couldn't like put it into words. So then like after 3 months we got it. And then we reached out to Austin, who did all of the trailer music. I said, like, this one will actually be in the game, and I told him, about the story, and like literally, the song switches at the points that it does because it's supposed to be the mind state of each character. It's what they're thinking, talking to each other. So
Oh.
that's why the song works so well because it's like literally everything meshed together. It's like the level design with the music, with how the characters feeling like at the point that you're using them. So you'll see Austin like change his voice. He use some like reverb to take the role of the other
The
character.
alternate, like,
Yeah, go back and listen to the song. It's literally I told Austin, hey, you know that Slim Shady song with Dr. Dre? Where they, like,
what's the
arguing?
difference between me? Like,
Oh, conscious.
conscious.
No, guilty conscience.
Guilty conscious, yeah.
Guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent him Guilty Conscience, and I was like, I want it to be like this, but these are what the characters are going through. And he was like, I got
Right.
you. And he did it in one take.
Dang.
Impressive.
No, that's amazing.
Hey, speak. But yeah, how you doing, man? Like, I was watching Smooth told me about the game or whatever. I didn't see Iron Lord podcast or whatever. But so I looked the game up and it looked pretty dope. All of us can, pretty much relate to that game or whatever. I seen the Detroit on the back of the jacket or whatever. So you from Detroit, right?
Yeah, I'm in Detroit now.
Okay. But I had a question. Like I was watching you on Contraviction, because I watch her, and I seen that you said a few things about. I think your first console experience was what, Sega Genesis?
Yeah, no, well, it wasn't my console. It was my grandma's console. I got.
Oh yeah, same thing with me. You know what I mean? Like I learned from my people's console. But I had a coming from that generation. Like, what's your favorite like genre game? Like, what kind of because I like puzzle platformers, like 2D. That's my I love them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I met Smooth. Smooth used to review those type of games. I'm waiting for him to get back to it. But anyway, what's your favorite genre, man?
I don't even really got one. Like my whole list is just like super random. Like my top 10 is like all over.
Yeah.
It really depends on like the game, but like more who made it, like how they made it. Like I really didn't like RPGs until I played Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Yep,
Okay.
I didn't like those, and I didn't like turn-based games until I played Persona 4.
Okay.
All in this turn-based, and then like I didn't like them like a bunch of online stuff until I played Gears of War. So it really depends on the game. Like if you play the right game, it becomes your like favorite for that week.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true. It's like a honeymoon phase.
We only had like Sega Genesis and stuff like that. We had them hardcore, Lion King, the movie, the game.
Yeah.
And they were my favorite at the time, but them thing, man, I wouldn't play them if you paid me. Like, pay me.
Yeah, they was hard to beat.
Play the Lion King.
Yeah, shit, I never beat him. So, like, I ain't going to lie. Like, I never beat him.
No, those things kept your attention until you felt like watching Nickelodeon again.
Yeah.
So my question to you, speaking of that, of like in the 2 years that you were developing this game, were you able to even like zone out and play like a particular game that released that you were playing? Was there a game, or are you able to play other games while developing your own game? Like how does that work? Like developing a game, you working and then playing games yourself. Was there anything you were able to zone out, or did you kind of just fell back and kind of worked on what you were doing?
Yeah, kind of. So like when you're doing something like that, it's like making a movie and then trying to go see the movies all the time. Stuff that you're super excited about. You can like kind of cut out some time for it. Like I cut out some time for Cyberpunk. I cut out some time for like Persona 5 and all the Personas that just came out, all three of them. I gave myself like that week or whatever. But you don't want to go too crazy with it because you mess up your schedule. You got to stay on real specific schedule because it's like working out. Like as soon as you fall off, you pick up programs again. You be like, what was I doing? Where is this?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
No, absolutely. So I had a couple of things. So, a couple questions. So I finished the game with I think I think 80%. I'm missing 2 achievements.
Oh yeah,
That's dude.
No. Hey, I wanted to be 100%, but I couldn't catch. I didn't like. You got 2 achievements. One is related to unlocking all the lockers. I'm missing 2 lockers. I don't know why, and you could probably reveal this, or somebody in chat can reveal this to me.
no, I'll tell you now. Like, the patch is out now, but it comes with a catch. Anybody who played the game or has a save previous to this patch that came out today, you pretty much got to delete your save and start over. And it sucks, but it's literally because of a rule with achievements and trophies that I can't break. And I don't even know if I can tell you what the rule is, but yeah, it was a bug with
Both systems.
yes, they,
Oh,
they
okay.
man. When I write a book, I'll tell y'all all about it. But it's messed up. I feel terrible about it, but it was literally something I couldn't test for it. Like you like if you play the game, you see, relatively there's no giant issues aside from like achievements. Like that was the only real thing everybody had issue with, and I'm like trying to figure out how to fix this thing, and then I find out what's actually going on with it, and I'm like, hey, let's just give it to everybody, like by default. And they were like, nah, you can't do that. I was like, I can't do that. So yeah, I did the best I could. So anybody playing the game, fresh, you shouldn't have any problems. I'm still trying to figure out what I can do for people who, like was awesome enough to get the game when it came out. But I think my hands are tied. So I would say if you're achievement hunter, unfortunately, you can move your save over and like start with a new save. Put it in the cloud and just play from your console right now until hopefully I can figure out something. But man, sorry.
Well, the
My
game.
bad.
The game. I mean, it's not difficult. Like I said, when I went through the game, I went through it and I didn't realize that. I was like, I got through the game, and then I just went to check my achievements. Like, all right, how do I get these other 2 achievements? So now, is it the final 2 that were bugged, or is it one that was bugged?
It was one that's a bug. So if you beat the bonus level, the swagged up, meaning it needs to check to see if you got all of the outfits.
Yeah.
So like you could get the outfit for beating a bonus level, but it checking to see if you had all the outfits was the problem.
Okay.
So it was like 2 layers. It's checking to see if you had all the outfits and checking to see if you had all the achievements, which caused the issue because you're not supposed to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But who knew? I didn't know. Now I know though.
Gotcha. So in order to fix that, I would delete my save, which is fine, whatever. Play and play the game again, beat it, and I should at least unlock that. So with that question, then what about the never yield one? I think what's that one? Like I try to figure out how to. There's
I think you're talking about wait.
It's like you never hold on, let me turn on this Xbox. Like I go in, I launch the game because I saw that you put a tweeted about like a patch. I was like, so every day I launch the game and play it through a couple levels, hoping something pop up.
Patch every day.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna go to this achievement right quick to give you the name of it. But, yeah, what's up?
That achievement's to unlock all the other achievements.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm missing that.
So when you get the costume unlocks,
yep.
when you get all those,
then I'll get that achievement. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Actually, that might be accurate. It depends on. It's also a North American issue because for some reason it works. Like the patch works on like other countries or other regions, but I don't know. It's really weird. But you need to do everything that you pretty much need to get all the achievements again. But it's hard to tell because you got the achievements already. That's why I say.
That's why I might be stuck on 80%. That's okay. So I probably have to play this on like my son's account or something like that.
You just have to like literally
I think you'll be. I think if you just
windows, you just have to smash all those windows again. When it said like even though if you have the achievement, the game needs to know that you did. So like you pretty much remove your save, delete the game, re-download the game, and then just beat the game.
Gotcha. No biggie.
So like Anybody moving forward, you good. It's literally only achievement bug. The rest of the game is fine. But I'm an achievement hunter too, so it really irked me.
Yeah, man. I was like, I was happy playing. I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna burn through this. I'm gonna flood it. I was like, damn, I can only celebrate 80%. You know what I mean? This game helped me get my 10K and that helped me get through the 10K challenge on Xbox. So
you say you're an achievement hunter?
Me, I used to be like.
I got a question for you. So what's the easiest achievements you got? Like smooth, go and get Tootsie Roll Pop Farm or some crazy game.
Or in any game.
Any game. Like what's the cheapest achievements you got?
Literally my game, because all you gotta do is watch it cutscene.
Cutscene, and I was so shook.
For real?
Yeah,
I gotta get that.
I got that achievement, and I was like, because I accidentally skipped one of the cutscenes, right? So when that achievement popped on the cutscene I did watch, I'm like, holy shit, let me go back to the beginning of the game and watch all the cutscenes. That one cutscene that I missed, I thought there was more related to that. So yeah, I thought that was clever. Let me read some
achievements. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me read some super chats. Emmanuel A1, he says, salute to Smooth and Aerial Knight for making this interview happen. I'm excited to try this game. Love to see more black game devs, especially indie. And then we got Delilah HD. Shout out to her. She needs to change her name to Delilah 4K. But Delilah HD says, Aerial Knight, I love the game. I really appreciated the nod to Chadwick with Boseman. I'm still missing 2 skins. Shaking my head. Yeah, that's it. We're both missing the outfits. So that's probably the achievement bug for and that's relative to the mini games, right? Because there's 2 mini games in the game, right? And you get 2 outfits for that.
You got 2 chances to get the outfit from the mini game.
From the mini game, okay. Yeah, because you got a total of how many outfits? I know I'm only missing 2.
Yeah, that was the other part of the bug. We removed one of the outfits to make it easier. So
oh really?
Yeah, pull down that patch. It's better. Okay. There was like some lighting stuff that I fixed too. Some little stuff that you'll never even notice. But I try to keep it updated.
No, I mean it's the fact that one man being able to come to date and to respond as quick as you did. That's one thing. I mean, there's bigger games that like Outriders take forever to respond to certain issues with their games. So the fact that you guys identified an issue, and this was like a couple days, not even after lunch.
Well, the weekend got us. We can't do nothing over the weekend, but it would have been the next day. If we
Gotcha. So definitely appreciate that. Now you made this game. Do you you might have access to like different time of who's holding the fastest time? Are you the fastest throughout this game? You're not.
Have no clue, because people ask me that. They say, why don't you just throw up the numbers? I'm like, because I literally don't want to track anything. Like I don't track nobody's stuff. Mm-hmm. Like it was supposed to be a homage to those old school games where only your score mattered. It doesn't matter what everybody else did. Mm-hmm. But if I did another one, I would probably put the leaderboards in there.
Yeah,
I didn't know people.
Oh, dude, bro, those leaderboards.
We want that. We want that.
And I felt like how some people like find some kind of way to like always like have that best score or something like that.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want that to dominate the leaderboards or nothing like that. So I felt like me personally, I was like, I don't even care about my scores. But and the leaderboard is really hard to do, man. Like I ain't want to do that across all the consoles.
Yeah,
you might be right.
I feel y'all though. I should do that next time.
There's I'm sorry, old man, you getting bodied by this van. that van level. I ain't gonna lie, this van level, believe it or not, taught me how to play the game. I was like, I'm doing this all wrong.
It was hard to tell when you could jump and when you can't jump.
Oh my god!
Because like it would go into slow motion.
Like the van level was meant to like tell people to be patient. Like the faster you try to do something, you was gonna die every time until you like. I watched some people play, and they would get to the van level. They was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I would hop into the chat and I'd be like, slow down.
Literally.
Yeah, so they got their finger on the run fast button the whole time. It's not watching the movements really. Like you're supposed to be watching where it moves, and that's what's going to tell you where to go. For real.
To you before you jump.
Mm-hmm. No, that was my mistake at first, because after I found out that you could run faster by pressing forward, I was like, all right, man, so we about to blaze through this.
Right,
Then I just started hitting shit, and I was just like, oh, man. Like, so, yeah, like, I appreciate the slow down moments and everything.
Yeah.
The shit, I love the game.
Yeah, it really humbled me to like slow down too. Like, I was like, damn, I'm getting down and it's getting back, and I'm like, oh man, I was.
Yeah, the dash button was always made,
I guess I want to poke a hole in this for a game called Never Yield. The take back from it is to yield.
And I thought he was an ass. I was like smooth for a minute. You're not smooth.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I was like, yo, you gonna tell me to yield? No, I'm gonna keep going. Like,
slowing down is not yielding. It's evaluating the situation.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So, you had old man, you had some like interesting questions. So now the game is out. I know it's still early. People are getting there, just getting their hands on the game. Is getting into people. People are buying it. People are streaming it.
I got the first Metacritic score across all platforms on the Series X. So if you guys have played the game, definitely go drop some user reviews, because there's like none up there for any of it on any platforms.
Yeah, everybody hop on Twitter and throw these likes and nice comments. I'm like, throw that on like, Steam, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me.
So like, I know on my Metacritic, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was I enjoyed my time in it, and that's what I base my reviews on. Not necessarily like, I could care less if a game is short, is long. It's just if I enjoy the game for what it is, and take that back from it, that's what I base my score on. I don't necessarily base it off of the allotted time that the game gives you. I enjoyed it. I thought the visuals were great. I love the art style. Just because it's not like a super like detailed world does not mean that it's a beautiful game. Because I know some people like knock on like cell shaded like games and stuff like that because it's not realistic or whatever. But I love like the bright, colorful art style that you definitely went with the game. Yeah. And the soundtrack is definitely one of my top highlights for sure with the game. I even know I went and like my wife and I were on a trip on Saturday, and we had to drive a couple hours out, and I made sure that I literally played the whole entire album on soundtrack on Spotify, because I was that into the album.
Hey, that's tight.
That I had to listen to it on Spotify because that soundtrack just resonated with me, and I thought it was really good. If I could, I saw that you retweeted a thing that you could get it on vinyl, but it looks like it's not in the U.S. So I don't know if they have. I don't know if they have international shipping. Like I looked at it and it was like UK, Euro, or something like that. So I'm a little sad because that vinyl does look dope. And if there is like a U.S. release or something like that, I would definitely want to cop that for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna come out in U.S. Don't worry about it. Just if you following me.
At me if it comes out if the vinyl comes out in the U.S. because I'll definitely be one of the people to pick it up for sure.
I'm still one of old man's questions. So all right, Ariel Knights is out. I know the verdict is still out there, but what would you like to do next? What's next after this?
I don't know. I kind of want to come back to this real quick. I got some other stuff, some prototypes that I built out that I think real interesting. If I did another version of Never Yield, it would be real different. Like I don't even know if y'all would like it. But I'm into making
it's not a sports title, I'm okay.
Yeah,
no, we talking about roguelites. Like what we talking about, bro? Like,
no, it would still be
Never Yield into Returnal.
Switch it up on you. Like you wouldn't. Okay. So I got like a couple real dope ideas of what I would do for continuing this, or just going with something completely different. Like I'll do a bubblegum pop like puzzle game in a second, just because like people wouldn't be expecting it, but they see Ariel Knight, so I give it a try, and that's all I ever wanted. Like people give it a try, like try it out, and then try it out. Don't look at it and be like, nah.
Yeah.
Well, so was Ariel Knight? Oh, good.
I was just gonna say just real quick because like I saw it from Smooth tweeted out about it that he had a code and whatever, so that's what piqued my interest. And then so I just went and I was like, well, let me see what this game is about, and I looked up the YouTube trailer, and the trailer on YouTube that I saw was definitely what sold me on the game because I liked the vibe of it. It just gave me a good vibe. It was like a good timey, fun vibe type game, and so that's what pulled me into it. That's what sold me was definitely the YouTube trailer.
I cut that like a day. I was nervous about it too. I was sweating. I was like,
it literally, that trailer alone is the sole reason why I bought it. So
yeah.
No, I was gonna ask. So it's kind of like, I mean, if you were like you said, like you got a lot of ideas and you would switch it up, like you would be kind of like just like offering a plethora of just like different genres or takes on things. Is Aerial Knight kind of like the universe that all of these things would take place, or like what's the? Because I didn't know if that was your name and you were saying that this is Aerial Knight Never Yield, or was that the character's name? Or
yeah, Aerial Knight's my name.
Okay. Sorry.
So yeah, like, no, it's all good. Like people don't know, so it is what it is. But yeah, I just when I was coming up with the game, I was like, man, I'm gonna put my name on it. What they gonna do?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, each of your games would be Aerial Knights, this, that. Aerial Knights,
like
the coming
or something like that.
Okay.
Like that's pretty cool. That's dope. Like that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like I would like that. It kind of has like a Marvel Universe thing to it. It'd be like Aerial Knight and then Bow. Like whatever you chose to do, people would know to associate that with your name. Like so, it's really good.
Yeah, the concept was you go into Steam and just type in like my name, and then boom, 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 you see all my game.
That's smart. Damn, that's smart.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's what. Yeah, actually that works. That works. And I mean, you probably can't remember, but how many like options did you have in terms of publishers, or like did you like kind of have?
It's funny you probably can't say this, but. I don't like you ain't met nobody like me because I don't give what. What they gonna do to me? That's the whole point of this. No, but I had a bunch of publishers reach out, and then a lot of them like try to do some like real shady contracts. And I was like, publisher, I was like, I'm good. Like I was like, oh, like by the time they reached out, I was pretty much done with the game anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm good. For y'all to come in and try to take a giant cut of my game.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't never gonna sell out, and then head up. Like they sent a real nice email. Like generally, it was like a really like nice email. They was like, yo, we just appreciate you and we want to help you. We ain't trying to own your IP or nothing like that. We understand that, you making this, you ain't making it for the money. You're just trying to finish it. And we want to help you finish it. And I was like, dope. And I hopped on a call with them the next day and we set something up. And yeah, I'm really glad I did. That was a dope email. Like more people should write emails like that when they want to like work.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I was curious on how the gaming industry could, being that like is more independent people are coming into the industry, and like back when I was trying to get into like music and there's other industry, you always have like somebody, a publisher or a partner that wants to work with you, and there's a lot of bad deals out there. So I was just curious to see how the music, we get all the complaints and the 360 deals on music. I wonder how, I was like, is it shady like that in the gaming industry with the independent guys coming up, and there's a lot of these independent publishers that are out there, poaching these talents, and I'm like, I wonder how they're getting treated, because if you're making games, it's a lot of time, a lot of work, you want to make money. I just want to see, I just want to know if it's like, damn, are they out there doing what a lot of these music artists ran into? So I was curious. That's why I wanted to ask you. I was like, so I mean, what kind of stuff you ran into trying to get this game out?
So everybody should like just look up like a video like how to read a contract or whatever. I took like class, so I was like, I knew what to look for a little bit. I wasn't crazy, no lawyer or nothing like that. But like I always advise like having somebody to talk to if you can't afford a lawyer. But if you just got a bad vibe from the contract, or there's like something that you don't understand in there, you can just ask them to explain it. And if they can't explain it, don't work with them. If you don't like them, because like I ain't like none of those people who reached out to me. They just like real, but I would say like the thing that shut me down the quickest from like one of those contracts that I was reading was the same reason that there's no leaderboards in my game. They said specifically, it was like fine print. It was like any data that we choose to collect from the people playing the game is ours. And I was like, I don't collect data, and it was like, oh, we will take care of that. And I was like, no, you won't.
No, you won't. Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm not cool with that.
That leaves you open. Like if something happens to someone's data or like information gets out there, like that leaves you open for people to come at you. Like they'll say that, oh yeah, we ain't know about it.
Right? I'll be like, where Ariel Knight at?
Yeah, dude. It's like, hey, bro. It's like, I was like, oh, you big brother now? That's great. No, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that because we're getting the game from a real person, a real individual, somebody that has like like a mind, a heart, understand, and I think the way you're handling things is like on a situation of the way how you want people to handle you, pretty much how you want to be treated. If you don't want to feel like you're being like dead, like I don't want my data out there. So obviously you got a game where and you're in a position, compromising position where you could technically collect people, but that's not your status. That's not your that's not where you're headed. So it's like it's not even an option for you. So that's actually dope, man. It was like, oh yeah, any data collect, we'll take care of that. That's like they thinking you don't want to do it because that's just the work. No, we handle that.
It would be real easy to be like, yo, if you like drink Mountain Dew, you get this code for this outfit or something like that. But nah, you get the game, you got the game. That's it. Thanks for buying it. That's good.
Gotcha. So, anybody else have any questions for Ariel while we got him? I told him we ain't gonna hold him too long because, like I said, it's release week. Game's out.
Oh, you good?
The game's out. People playing it. Go ahead, old man.
Oh, I had a question. So, what was your biggest challenge with the game?
Man, these achievements. I'm trying to tell you.
Is that your biggest the biggest challenge? Is it just because like how you gotta like? Is there like special coding that you gotta do, or is there?
Man, it's weird. I don't like saying stuff is complicated because I feel like that's talking down to people or whatever. But that is complicated.
so the achievement parts was basically the struggle for your development. Okay.
Is it like
I just like having like a since you're the developer, and this is your game, your baby. It's just kind of interesting because it's what issues that you struggled with. So it's kind of interesting to hear this stuff.
Like I would say overall, it was just like talking to people, trying to figure out how to like communicate stuff to people, like be it like people who are potentially gonna play the game and whatnot. Trying to like not because I'm not gonna explain myself to nobody, but letting people know why I made the choices that I made, like with the game, and letting them know. Because like when you were talking about you and how you review things and whatever, I appreciate reviewers who are respectful of hey, like I had my issues with the game this way and that way. I have no problem with critiques. Give the game a 1 for all I care. I don't care. But it's the way you talk to people and the way you say things, because I said it on Twitter to one reviewer. I was like, I ain't your friendly neighborhood game dev. Don't come at me like that. they were starting to talk wild. I was like, I'm a person. Like, and like
you're not a big corporation with multiple people behind you. You
right.
are just one person.
Right. If you don't like the game, cool. There's so many games out there. Like other black developed games out there. Go try one of those. I appreciate you taking the time to play my game. Hey, we all good. But it's like somebody coming up to you and saying, hey, I don't like your face. You'd be like, what you ain't got
a little bit of attack.
So yeah, I appreciate but 90% of the reviews have been like super respectful, awesome. Even the bad ones, I appreciate everybody. But at the same time, like more game developers gotta like speak up for themselves. Like you see what's going on with Biomutant, like a lot of like talking real wild. Yeah, like they would people's faces, and like those people spend like 5 years of their whole life, 5 years of their life working on something.
Yeah, that's only like a 20-man team. So
yeah,
it's just like people don't take these things into consideration. Like you said, like you're only one person, and it's just like like you take it very personally. But even if it's 20 to 150 to 1,000, like all of these people are putting their lives into it, and so it's like they're all gonna take it seriously, even if it's backed by like a bigger corporation.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of time to be putting towards something that you're obviously passionate about. Because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be there. So,
And you don't
or
see
you wouldn't do it.
like, and I think that's the disconnect. Like, people see me out here talking about it, and they know I'll say something real quick. Talk wild to me. But a lot of those people, they can't say anything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for a studio, they can't, come out here and be like, man, that was inappropriate to
Yeah, the
somebody.
image.
Yeah, get canceled real quick.
Like, it's like a really one-sided thing in the game industry where, the people who make games have to take these harsh critiques and can't say anything about it. If they do say something about it, the people who given the critiques can't take a critique. So I'm just like, yo, everybody just chill. If you don't like something, you ain't gotta say nothing about it. Give them your bad score, tell them why, and move on.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true. I never thought about it that way because I watch a whole lot of reviews. I read a lot of reviews. I see a lot of the commentary there. I mean, I might have said like some horrible things about certain games I didn't like, but I do feel like there's been some blatant games that just that were trolled and released. But when you do consider that, but like for example, like the people that did like the Biomutant, I do feel for them because they were very prideful. They were very interactive online with they very transparent on why the game is running like this, why it's doing that, and then when the reviews came out, people just kind of just started speaking out the side of their mouth, but people are so used to doing that, and they're so used to not getting anything back from the dev or the publisher because the company, whoever company they're before or behind, they have to save face. So it's crazy to hear like when somebody comes, like they just never have come across the wrong, they haven't come across the wrong person yet. And so this is where we insert you.
I speak up for the game. Like they can't, like it's like kids being bullied, like the nerdy kids being bullied, and like they literally can't do nothing, or they're gonna get in the face. Like, so you just say something for them. Like I ain't even played Biomutant. I don't care if it's good or not. Like if you hate it, love it, whatever. Don't talk out the side of your mouth to these people who working super hard to make these games for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I played a Biomutant. I got a copy of it. I've been playing it. I like it. You can tell it's obviously. I don't think to me the game isn't bad. It's a game that it's like one of those games where I keep going to it. Like I didn't expect. I was like, all right, this game looks cool. I see its shortcomings, but I feel like it's one of those games where I can understand why a lot of people may not like, or they may say is weak or something like that. But it's something about it that's going to keep me going back to it. So I feel like it's a polarizing game. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that like the game very much, but the public, they're the figures. They're the ones that get the scores and stuff. They're going to speak louder, but that game's going to have its core, its niche of players that's going to enjoy the game. And I wouldn't be surprised if they are able to pull off like another one or continue to support it.
I mean, it could, or it could just be a bad game that wasn't for you. I played a game like a couple weeks ago. I was like, this ain't it. And then somebody asked me about it. It was like, what you think of this game? I was like, wasn't for me. I don't think you would like it. But you see how I said that, like real blunt, without saying, these developers, they was trash. They should have did this.
Trash.
Yeah.
No, that's like you can't even do that.
Too, but,
like you can't even do that.
Go to GDC.
Out there.
You said you was playing Cyberpunk though. I think you said that, right?
No, actually like
earlier.
Cyberpunk.
You like it?
I like Cyberpunk. Like just for the level 1 up system. Like I ain't never done that before. It's worth the whole game to me.
Oh, okay.
I never made my opinion on it. I never made it on.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of Cyberpunk too.
I did.
The bugs that it had definitely were. I didn't have any super game-breaking bugs, and sometimes they were annoying. But sometimes it did break up the gameplay and give me a laugh when I saw a car literally just flying in the air, or just random explosions that just would happen on the street. But like the actual like the actual story,
like the story
building and all the mods that you could do, with your character, and I enjoyed the combat. So I liked if Cyberpunk would have came out a lot more polished and with a lot less bugs, you definitely would have seen 9s and 10s across the board. I just think that they should have realized with that game.
Go ahead.
That-
That's whenever someone says that, I'm like, it's a catch-22 because like gamers have very short memories. Because I remember like the hate that like they got when they pushed the game back, and then I remember the threats that they got when they pushed it back
Oh,
again. Like,
Yep.
no.
people-
See,
if
like
this game play one more time, I'm canceling my pre-order and I'm not buying this game. So they
Yeah.
will put in
yeah.
the game had to come out. Like
No,
I'm not defending.
I definitely get that side of it because there was like I didn't care when the game would release. It didn't bother me. Yeah, I was bummed that it got pushed back. It got pushed back year over year. It kind of felt like, but like it wasn't anything that I was like up in arms. It's like there's always something else to play. So to me, I'm like, I mean, you guys could, delay the game, but then they came out, and I think what got them the biggest flack was they basically, when they did put the game out, it was kind of under false pretense that the game was, they delayed all this stuff till it was ready, and now it was ready. Like, I even remember like, they pushed it back. Like last minute, they pushed it back another 2 weeks because they're like, oh, we just got to fix some more bugs. And that game was just too ambitious to play on base PS4 and base Xbox One. It just was. And I think if they would have just realized at some point in time, and I know they're like, well, they have this huge market base of however many PS4s and however many Xbox Ones that they didn't want to miss out on the money. But if you look just at like their the amount of money that they actually returned back, like the customers from how big that fiasco was with the returns, think out of like the what they made 13 million or something like that, and they only refunded like 30,000. Is like that's nothing compared to how much they made on that game. So I think the whole like return thing got blown way out of proportion. I don't think it was as big of a deal as what people made it out to be.
About one bug.
What's that?
Every few articles, every few hours, there was like a whole new like article or like event about the new bug that we found in Cyberpunk. Like, it was used like it was like they beat it like to death.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. Critique all.
And so like it's almost like at what point do you blame the people that are sitting there, with their pitchforks yelling at the developers to say put this game out?
That's what I was going to ask.
At what point do you say, well, was really Cyberpunk being released when it got released the fault of the developers and the upper management? Well, I'm pretty sure upper management, definitely had some faults with that. The publisher. But I think there was a lot of pressure from the people. From the people with their pitchforks, with their death threats, saying you put this game out or you're not getting our money. And I think the shareholders caved and they're like, all right, put the game out.
Yeah, I think the question like really is like if they pushed it back another year, will everybody be cool with that? And like without doing the hindsight thing.
That is tough. That's tough.
I think I personally probably I would have been, because probably by then they would have been able to do the next gen upgrades or what would have then been current gen.
I'm talking about people, not you. You probably would have been fine.
Right.
Like the
no,
people
you mean just like the
year.
general, like the
culture.
the pitchforks holders and stuff like that.
Well, it's like at some point, it's like, what else are they going to do? Are they literally going to go to CD Projekt Red and burn down their building? Because then they're not going to get a game at all.
No, but you had some folks in certain situations that said that they would go to places and there'd be blood on their hands and all types of crazy stuff, and people ain't really ever trying to see if people are really willing to go that far. And I mean, just to come out of your mouth with something like that is just obviously there's something wrong with you about fucking video games. So
how detached you are from reality, I would say.
Yeah.
If that's like your mindset is like your mindset's like if these developers don't put this game out right now, like I'm gonna riot and go on a killing spree and stuff. It's like you're telling me that there is not, like, Cyberpunk is the only game that you're looking forward to. That's it. Once Cyberpunk comes out, you ain't touching anything else. You ain't playing anything else. Like, that's it. It's like there's tons of stuff coming out.
But that's what I'm saying. Shit about people's taste in games and like something like Never Yield and stuff like that. Like a lot of these gamers that we have in this community of ours or whatever, like they really don't like to touch these smaller games or certain games that have a specific art style. like Aerial Knights is a very unique. Like it almost looks like shit construction paper that we used to use in art class. That's what it kind of looks like, and it's like people would see
paper
certain.
mache.
Yeah, kind of like that. And it's like people would see these games and they would never touch them at all because they want those big AAA experiences. So it's just like everybody's waiting on Cyberpunk. I pre-ordered Cyberpunk, like, and I got like what was like it was the best experience that you could get on the current gen at the time with the One X, but it's just like a lot of people most likely didn't have the One X. So a lot of people had the base consoles, and like you said, under false pretenses, like they kind of lied to us in a way, saying that they were kind of ironing out all of these kinks and stuff with these last gen consoles, and then they come out and ain't nobody got a face and shit, man. So it's like,
Yo, I got one more question before even though I kind of tripped us into this cyberpunk talk for a long time.
That took us in a whole different direction there.
I got one question for him. It's like a two-part. Well, as a developer and a consumer, how do you feel about Game Pass?
Game Pass?
Like, are you a fan
Someone's
of
never
it?
come up to you and say, "Hey, we want to put your game on Game Pass"?
Well, even as a consumer, I'm not even just asking you as a developer. You know what I mean?
as a dev.
Because you can play games and you can,
Yeah.
So I don't want to put you in a box like that.
No. It's cool. I ain't got no problem with Game Pass. I mean, it's dope. I will take a Game Pass deal. I don't know why gamers would be mad about it. The question is Epic Game Store. See, I love Epic Game Store, and I love what they're doing. Like that's the real like battleground. So, say like if you really want to support game developers, go to Epic Game Store. We get a better cut. They give you free.
Oh,
Hey,
really?
Yeah, that's been known. That's been known. And
It's like what 80%, right?
it's like and Xbox.
Yeah,
and
something like
Xbox is about to match it or at least on the PC side. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the reason why a lot of you see all these games and these crazy deals that they're doing. But yeah, like now with your deal, because your games, like I said, is on multiple platforms. You got a publisher that kind of help you with that, or with the distribution of the game for each platform. How like getting onto particular platforms now? Is that like how does that trickle down to you? Because obviously you want your game everywhere because you want more customers. You need as many people to play this game as possible to get access to this game. So whether that be on Epic, PlayStation, Switch, whatever. Now, how are you pretty much, because that 80-30 split, whatever they are doing, is that more so directed towards you, or is that's more so the publisher see that and then you whatever get a portion of that, whatever?
That's one of the things I can't even like say nothing about.
Yeah.
But, it's a partnership. I think I can say that.
All right. Another question that you probably can't answer, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of games that in this, with the rise of like a lot of the independent talent that's here putting out games, games hit a popularity level and then eventually they land a publisher that wants to do a physical release. Do you have plans or any would like to put out a physical release of Aerial Knights Never Yield? Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Nope.
Why not?
No.
Yeah, you gotta get a distributor, a printer.
Yeah.
Well, he could do the limited run thing, like where they print like 100 or 50 things, and
they have to ask you. Like it's not like
okay.
Email them and be like, "Yo, you gonna print my game?"
Yeah. That's really weird. Like I would think that when you doing the vinyl and everything like that, that'd be
that's
like
different because
kind of cool. Maybe have like a bundle.
Well, people like the vinyl. The vinyl got. People like the music. Music got 9s out of 10s.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So hey, I'll take that.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, people playing the game. I ain't too much into physical stuff. I got a couple physical games here and there.
No, I feel you.
But, I feel like Never Yield was like just a super small game. You wouldn't need to keep it on like a thing anyways, like less than a gig.
Yeah, yes, it is fairly small. I know because I just know I've seen that a couple times where a game would release obviously on digital on all platforms, and then like months down the line they announce like a physical release, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that was in like the cards or the pipeline for you with Never Yield.
He did that not too long ago on the Switch.
Now my question now also, because is this game available on mobile at all?
No.
Because you have a mobile friendly control scheme, right? It's a super mobile friendly control. I don't know if it'll work in practice because of like reaction times
because it's mostly if you got where it shows the controls up in the top and you just tap them.
Yeah,
I think it definitely could work
in mobile. The game was built like for PCs and like PlayStation, so there would like be a lot of like down res, and I don't even think mobile phone like could run it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe xCloud they'll do it with touch button support.
Yeah, that'll work. I think
it's put on Game Pass.
It probably works now. It actually probably works now. I gotta test it.
xCloud.
I saw somebody do that actually, so you could probably do that.
Oh wow! Because I play this on the go because I don't have a Switch anymore. But yeah, no, I gotta test it because I figured I was like, yo, the control scheme is the easiest control scheme for at least mobile or at least xCloud. You could do it you should be able to do it without a controller.
Sit down and play level 9 as much as you want.
Yeah, that's my level. That is my level, dude. I think on my review, I think I had that level like looped like several, like even though I recorded I recorded a lot of gameplay, but I think when it came to my review, I kept looping that. But the problem was when I was editing the video, I kept listening to the damn music for it, so I ended up using majority of the clips of it.
I appreciate it.
Question for you though: what is your favorite level?
13.
13.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Level 3. All right. I gotta.
What about everybody else? I know we asked you. We didn't ask everybody else.
I just got it today, so I got to level 2, and then I had to go to work, so I got to get back to it. But so far, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was cussing you out at first in the beginning of the game, like, how the hell? I'm supposed to get through this, and I got to start understanding it more.
He wasn't paying attention to the D-pad in the top left of the screen.
At first, I wasn't at first, but it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, you could use the face buttons too.
Yeah, I found that out, but I got too used to the D-pad.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't.
Same.
Yeah, same thing with the. I believe you could also use the analog, if I'm not mistaken. But once I figured out the D, I was like, it just makes more sense with the with the D-pad. Because I would mess up. My error was the jumping mechanic, because there's two sort of jump. There's a leap and a jump. I would jump when I'm supposed to leap, and I'm like, what the? I was like, I'm jumping. I'm like, what's going on? I'm jumping, and I'm like, and I think that's why, because you could technically cheat on a few levels. You don't have to actually leap until there's these windows of times where the jump is smaller, where you can't just do a traditional jump. That's when I started realizing, all right, this is a different jump. And that's when I discovered the leap. So that's why I struggled early. And then I was so disappointed. You know how it says games called never yield? So I yielded so I could start from the beginning, because it keeps time, it keeps track, and I'm like, nah, I'm not holding to these metrics right now. I am not doing that. So I yielded, started over, and I was like, I'm not, because those were in my early runs were so embarrassing. And I remember I tweeted you, and I'm like, yeah, I died quite a few times. And then after I tweeted you and I did my new run, I was kind of mad that I was actually dying. The amount of times that I did when I first started the game, and then I was like, all right, no, I probably shouldn't have posted that, because now somebody's going to take this and pull my card. So
that's why we did the demo too, because like, we could talk about this game and try to describe like stuff, but you got to feel it. Like it's really mechanics, but you gotta feel how it works with the music. You gotta, kind of understand and the thing about that back jump, I call it, a vault. It's a lot faster than the jump. In the
Yeah.
jump,
Yeah. Oh,
you in the air a lot longer. You come down a lot
Yep.
slower. So if you're trying to like do a perfect run, you gotta get used to that leap as much as you can. But some obstacles, you can jump or leap over. So I try to give you like
Yeah,
different options.
yeah.
You have to be perfect.
I'm
because
mistaken.
I started. Oh,
But
my bad. Go ahead, Nick.
nah, go ahead. I was just saying I mistakenly did that one time. I was like, oh, all right.
Swans, what's your
Yeah, I
favorite?
just started to notice that that you could jump and do kind of like that side flip thing over certain things, and I was like, oh damn, like because I thought I had to do stuff, and I was like, damn, I keep fucking up. Like I didn't mind the dying, like smooth, like I mean, like because I was dying, bro. Like I was just kind of hyped to be playing. I was like, oh damn, this J kind of sweet. Like, and then I was just dying. I was like, damn. Like I know like one jump at least like stage 3 shit. I died like 12 or 14 times. I was like, bro, what is wrong with me, dog? Like this jank is not that hard. So it was blowing me, but yeah, I loved it.
You was dashing. See, like people don't.
Yeah, like
Dash isn't meant
Yeah.
for like to be used really. Dash is there like
Okay.
through certain obstacles and if you're trying to speed run it,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
imagine level one without dash, imagine level one with dash.
Mhm.
So not only the difficulties, but if the difficulties on top of the dash. So it's like, a lot of variations on these levels. So
Okay.
if you play, with slow motion on, but you want to play it harder, dash through that normal mode level one. It's a different experience than just playing normal
Yeah.
mode level one without dashing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I try to give each layer or each level layers, so it's a lot more options.
Yeah. Swans, what's your favorite level?
Right now I think like my favorite level is like 6 or 7 right now. Like I haven't beat it yet, but I mean from the way that y'all talked about 9 and 13, like I may be
Yeah, when you beat
I may be there. Yeah, no, like it's because I'm kind of scattered when it comes to games, and like your game fits into my mind really well. So it's like, so I could play like I could just jump into your game, or I could jump into like Unruly Heroes, or I could jump into Rain on My Parade because I haven't beat that yet, but I'm almost to the end of that, and it's just like these kind of like short burst very vibrant experiences work for me when I'm like trying to like decompress from like a game like Mass Effect that takes like let's say 30-40 hours. Like you just want to play something really short, fast. Yeah.
Yeah, the game. I got discouraged a little bit early because that run time, and I was like, yo. Because when you die, it keeps running, right? And that's what sort of like tries like crap, like, and I'm like, I know I can get through this level. Like once soon as I started taking the game seriously, I was getting through levels in 2 minutes when I was feeling good about myself. The levels that I was embarrassed about was level 1, and obviously it was level 1, level 2. And the van level I was embarrassed about, like where I was like, I'm gonna just start this over. And then level 13, but it was for a good reason because everything switched up on me, and I was like, I'm doing this again to try to minimize that time. Oh man, like because we're watching you go through the last level. What is your favorite level?
I definitely liked my favorite would probably be the last level, and then the first level just because I liked how it opened and how the music kicked in. But I mean I dug the whole game, but the last level was just it felt pretty damn epic, especially with just how that music just kicked in with the ending there. But as you can tell, my ass got handed to me in this game quite a few times. Like I'm kind of embarrassed. Like I'm like, man, I should have refilmed my playthrough after I've already played it instead of me looking like
yeah. About to say, could you
get?
I did appreciate like the office building level. I did appreciate running up the skyscraper where the camera angle changes.
That was my hardest like level I think to get through was going up because I just felt like to me, my eyes, it looked weird.
Yeah, I went like
yeah, I was like trying to do that but I was like, yeah, running up the skyscraper was definitely a neck twister. I would say.
Man.
yeah.
Thanks for telling me. Thanks for telling me.
You're gonna take your TV and just turn it this way. For that
Like
you'll be good.
Shit, like if they think that you was an amateur for your gameplay, then like they'd hate to see my shit. Like they thought I was that I was a newborn baby the way I was fucking up, man. I was like, oh, yeah, better not show this, cause I captured some stuff. I was like, yeah, I can't show this, bro. Like you look retarded.
All right, so Ariel, I'm gonna ask an uncomfortable question that I should have asked first. All right,
What's up?
I want you to, and I just need everybody to like mute your mic or something. So we get like no interference or anything like that. But so I want you to tell the audience, because we talked about your game. We sort of know what it is, but we want to hear like what it is from you, because I'm assuming there's a lot of people that's in this chat that haven't purchased the game. I'm going to buy a couple copies to give away for channel members and whatnot, for those who tuned in. So I'll do that. But I want you to tell everyone, what is Aerial Knight and why should the viewers purchase this game?
Aerial Knights Never Yield is a narrative runner based off of games in the genre from the past, but updated with a dope soundtrack and a lot of style. I made this game pretty much by myself in like 2 years with some of my friends. And if runners aren't your thing, I think this one would be a surprise to you. You should definitely download the demo if you have a Switch and give it a shot. If you don't like the demo, then the game's probably not for you. But I appreciate you playing it. So cool.
That's what's up. I appreciate the answer. I'm going to echo that. Aerial Knights Never Yield is available on almost every platform that is PC. That's Nintendo Switch. That's PlayStation 4. It's playable on PS5. It's available for Xbox One. Playable on a Series X and S. This game is $10, if I'm not mistaken.
It's $11.99.
Yeah, and it's on sale on Xbox. Fair, inexpensive. Like I said, if you follow in the channel, you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna throw a couple codes in the membership.
Less than $1 per level.
Say that again.
It's less than $1 per level.
Wow. Wow. That's actually true. That actually makes sense. Let me see. We'll see how, I don't know how bad we're messed up.
Them levels took me forever too. So like, you get the level, the song, you get all that.
Yeah.
The gameplay went out smooth.
No, I switched the scene, but
Oh, okay.
But I'll go back. I went to our cameras, but it's us kind of discombobulated across 3 screens, but it's okay. We're about to be at the end of the show. Ariel, man, I appreciate your time, you coming through. You didn't have to come through, especially on release week, but I do appreciate it. I enjoyed your game. And a lot of people reached out to me. I didn't get much traffic or comments on the review, but I think as the game released, a lot of people started hitting the comment button about the game and showing their appreciation for it. So if whatever way, obviously we can help. I play a lot of games. I tweet about a lot of games. And like I said, especially if I like it. So like I said, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the soundtrack. And if any of you guys, you got a console, PC, this game's available. It's super cheap. It's fun.
Definitely.
You can run through it. And there's a lot of people that's trying to beat me on the Xbox leaderboards. If you want to beat me on the leaderboards, the easiest way to try to catch me is playing Aerial Knights leaderboards. Get yourself, I don't know if it's an easy completion, but you get yourself at least,
8,000?
huh?
You and old man Logan up to like 8,000 gamer score.
I'm at 23,000, sir.
No, he's at 23. Yeah,
I'm at 23,000, sir. And like I said,
Smooth be playing them fake games, bro. Like,
no. Actually,
this
time I didn't do a lot of fake games. Like I lost all my achievements. I lost like 90,000 gamer score for that moment, and then I had to work to get those back. And then after, out of frustration, I was just playing games to try to and I was earning achievements. So a lot of those achievements are actually from games. There's like a couple that are cheap, but I don't count Aerial Knights as cheap.
No,
Aerial Knights is
What is What is a winter's daydream, Smooth?
That's
Tell
a
me about
game. It's just
that.
it's a narrative.
Or like a damn anime. What is this? A girl in the kitchen? A girl with a lunch? What is this? What is this, Smooth? I'm checking this shit out. What is
Pick
this?
up Aerial Knights is available on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Epic Game Store. It's dumb cheap. If you're subscribed to this channel, I'm gonna drop a code in the members page so you guys can redeem it there. Follow Aerial Knights at Aerial_Knight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, on Twitter.
Yep.
And if you guys want to see more work from him, you gotta pick this game up and you gotta review it. You gotta
Drop a review. Even if you don't like it, that's cool too. Just drop a review.
Yeah. So hit that startup. up. So once again, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me on. This was fun.
Anytime, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, for more than 30 minutes, so you know, y'all got me.
I appreciate it, man. So we're out of here, guys. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace.